run away.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Manny here once again. Welcome back to DFS Zone, your source for daily fantasy sport lineup advice for the NFL, NBA, WNBA, and MLB. And of course, I would appreciate a like on the video. And if you have not subscribed yet to the channel, please do so right now. And don't forget to turn on those notifications. This way you do not miss any of my new uploads. With that being said, today's Tuesday, May 22nd, 2018. We have a one-game slate once again on the association. We have Houston visiting Golden State for Game 4. Definitely an interesting game today. Houston, we need them to bounce back. Obviously, the Houston fans want them to come back. It's going to be tough at Golden State. Golden State is looking to make this into a 3-1 deficit and put these guys in the brink of elimination. And of course, Houston wants to do what Cleveland did last night, and that's win a game and take it back to Houston, tie 2-2, and making it a best of 3. So, recap. Let me recap yesterday. First things first, great job by the Cavaliers again. I've been really, really impressed with the actual changes they have made as far as defending certain players on the Celtics. Yesterday, they really clamped up, made it very difficult. He had some good shots, had some good opportunities, but Steady Al had a rough game yesterday, and I did have him in a few of my lineups. So definitely was a rough go for Al Horford. Tristan Thompson was fantastic for the Cavaliers. Some of the other role players did very well. Kyle Korver had an excellent game. I had him in a couple of lineups as well, which I will discuss with you guys in a little bit. Manny, it's just, again, you know, what I really like yesterday is some of the Boston guys that I've been pulling for a long time and have gone to the well to several times. And, of course, again last night. And they finally came through in Mr. Rozier, which I've been telling you guys. I've been just continually go back to him. And last night he came through. He finally had a great game. He was very, very offensive-minded. He was aggressive. He took a lot more shots than he has been as of late, and definitely had a great performance. And Mr. Brown also came up big. And like I tell you, these guys that have this upside that they have, they could put up 40, 50 points, fantasy points, rather, any given night, like Mr. Brown or Mr. Rozier, considering that these are the guys that are very, very important, you know, aspect of the Celtics offensive team. You know, these guys definitely have to put up some shots and definitely have to score for this team to have any kind of offense. But last night I played in the $9.99 entry, which is $15K for first. I won 25 bucks. I cashed again last night. I only made one lineup, and I actually made this lineup like 2.5 hours or 2 hours before lock. It's like I went in there and I said, you know what? I wonder if any of the big ones are anything's still available. And I saw that there was still, you know, maybe there were still like 1,000 entries still available. I said, you know what, I'm going to lock one in. So I made my lineup. I finished in 281st place. I did take a photo of that, and like I said before, I always put my stuff on my Instagram, so you can always go at DFS_zone. I believe it's underscore. No, I think it's just DFS Zone. You can go at DFS Zone. Sorry about that. Add my Instagram, and you'll be able to see, you know, I take the actual picture of my winning the very next morning. You know, I don't put just winnings there because a lot of people do that. Take pictures of them winning at a certain part of the event. No, I tell you, you'll see the little trophy saying that I won. So that's how you know if the person really won the money or not. But 25 bucks last night. Finished in 281st place. Not bad, not a bad showing. Again, the night before I finished in 160th place, so I'm getting close. I'm creeping up there. I was short by 19 points from the top, and I'm going to share with you guys the lineups because I know a lot of us we have discussed and we've been commenting, going back and forth. Which is fantastic. I love to see that you guys are interacting with me and with the channel. That's exactly what I'm looking for here. So. This is what I had, and hopefully some of you guys had the same. I don't know what some of you guys' names are on Fanduel. For the guys who play on Fanduel, I mean, and we've been chit-chatting a little bit with the comment section. Hey, comment down below. Let me know what is your gamer tag on Fanduel. So this way, if I see you up there, maybe I can, you know, I'll give you a shout out there at the end of the night on Twitter or something like that if you're doing well, or the very next day when I do my video. All right, I definitely will. I would love to do that. But like I said, my shot of my score of 276.64. I finished minus 19 points away from the top. The top score was 295.69, which is an enormous number for a one-game slate. But, of course, with these bonuses, anything can happen. I had Mr. James, of course, to me, and some of you guys did ask me if I felt he was a lock. I definitely felt he was a lock at Cleveland at home. He's the main guy. He's the stud. James was definitely the top guy. I thought he was going to blow it up for about 130, 140 total, but that didn't happen. He did score 107, and then I had Jaylen Brown as my star, and he put in 61.8, and then I had Mr. Rozier as my pro, and he gave me 58.44. And then my utility guys were two Cleveland guys. This was a 3-2 Cleveland stack. And then I had Mr. Hill, who gave me that was a good performance by Hill. 28.3 straight up fantasy points is fantastic for Hill. And then Larry Nance Jr. gave me 21.1. He was my second utility. So I had 3 Cleveland, 2 Boston, and I had a total of 276.64. And like I said before, I pulled out $25 and finished in 281st place. The first place went to 35 players who were tied for first. They all split. And this is just in case none of you were in that particular tournament, because I know some people play smaller ones and bigger ones. I don't know which ones you're playing, but this was the one for $15K, which was a $9.99 entry. So $295.69 was the score. 35 players split $1,299.29. Again, like yesterday, I wouldn't mind that at all. Yesterday was $5,000, I think, for the $10,000 or $15,000 tournament, GPP. So that's not bad. And this is the difference. They also had James, 107. They had Rozier instead of Brown. They had Rozier in the star spot, so he gave them 73.05. And then they had Brown in the pro spot, producing 49.44. And then they had totally two different Cleveland Cavaliers. They had a 3-2 Cleveland stack as well. But they had Korver, who had an excellent game, put in 27.8. So I was kind of balanced out with Hill, with my Hill being at 28.3, was just like a half a point more. But the difference for me also was Mr. Thompson. They had Tristan Thompson, who had an incredible game, straight up fantasy points, 38.4. All right, and that's how they put down the 295.69 and took down $1,299.29. All right, for those guys who don't have that information. So I fell a little short, but I'm pleased with the 281. Coming in 281st place. Remember, again, when you play these tournaments, you're talking about 20, 30, 40,000 people or more, depending on which one you choose. So it's a lot of competitors, and I only made one lineup. I made only one lineup. There's no BS. All right, so that's not bad. Now let me share with you the very next, after the top 35 split to 12.99.29, the next position, which was 36th place, which technically is like second place, those individuals there pulled down what was their score? 290. They were just only like a point less. They had James 107, Rozier also in the same spot, 73.05. But then they had Tristan Thompson in the pro spot and got 46.08. And then they had Mr. Jaylen Brown at 41.2 straight up fantasy points, and Mr. Korver with his straight up 27.8. So same 5 guys, just slightly a little bit different in their positioning. We had now Thompson in the pro spot. If they would have left him in the utility and moved Brown into his spot, they would have been tied with the other 35 people. It's just simple positioning. So I said, again, like I said before, this is why I just want to prove my point all the time, that you just have to be slightly different. You can have the same 5 players, but with this format here, you have a shot. And you have a shot. And weeks back when they were doing this format and I wasn't playing and I was checking it out and just chit-chatting with a few buddies of mine, they were basically telling me, oh yeah, I played, but man, first place was like 150 people or 200 people split $110 or whatever it was. I was like, that's terrible. As soon as they change this to this MVP Star Pro, it gives us all an opportunity to get something better out of the tournament, out of the GPP. You have an opportunity at least now. All right, so enough of that.
let's dive into this. Oh, matter of fact, well, let me just quickly go over. I also entered the $4.44 GPP. That was for 5K for first. I also placed there with two teams. I finished in 154th place. Nice showing. That is also a picture of that finish is in my Instagram. And I finished also in 612th place. I made 4 lineups and I cashed with 2 out of the 4. And this is what my scores were. This lineup here produced 1 point more than my 15K lineup. And actually, I definitely moved up a little bit more just with that 1 point, because a lot of the same people that play the 15K, I noticed they played the 5K, which I do myself all the time, So that's one of the reasons why you have same lineups. But I had James 107, Rozier at 73.05, whereas in the other lineup I did for 999, I chose to go with Brown in the star spot and Rozier in the pro. Now, if I would have switched it around, I probably would have gotten a little bit higher. But anyway, Rozier 73.05, Brown 49.44. Then I had Hill and I had Baines. Baines had 19.4. I expected a lot more from him. My 612th place team, I had James 107, Rozier 73.05. I had Horford, who had a poor game, 37.08. Then I had Larry Nance at 21.1, and then I had Baines at 19.4. The winning lineup 295.69, the same lineup as the 15K GPP. I think it was not the same person, but the same person tied. In this particular GPP, 25 people tied for first, and they all split $486.80. James 107, Rozier with 73.05, Brown 49.44, Carver 27.8 fantasy points straight up, and Thompson 38.4. And that's the difference. I was short here by 17, 18 points. So then you can get pretty close, and there's going to be a lot of guys that are going to be right there even with you. But again, you have a shot. All right, guys. So enough of that, man. Let's go into today. No different today. We know who are the best spots. We know, again, we've been through this already. We can just go back and forth in the comment section and see what you guys think. Let me know what you think. But MVP, automatically, we had Golden State guys. Hey, let's focus on another Golden State stack. I still think a 3-2 Golden State stack or a 4-1 will be good here. If you have money to play multiple lineups, like 5 or 6 lineups, I say make another lineup with core players, taking at least 2 to 3 of those core players being from the Houston Rockets, because for some reason I just expect Houston, just like Boston, to be a little more competitive today in this game 4. Anything, again, anything is possible. Golden State can just run through these guys, get them out of this game, really take a big lead early, and the lights are going to be out. But I just feel that Houston's going to battle today, because they already know they're in a tough spot. Down 2-1, and then knowing that you got to play Golden State one more time in their building, they know they got to walk out of there with a split, because then all of a sudden now they are in elimination mode all the way through, and it's just like, nobody wants to be down 3-1. So you have a shot. You got to come out now tonight and give 150%, ball your ass off, and hope that you pull out a victory. So when we do a Golden State stack, just like the other night, which I already popped out all the ones that I had and some of the ones that won, hey, you know what? You can use those same 3 guys. Go right back to the well. Why not? Why not take a Steph Curry and then a Durant right away? And then from there, decide if you want to go Draymond Green, Klay Thompson. I had Klay. He had a horrible night. You know what? I say I go to the well to him again today, and take KT one more time. I think Thompson will rebound with a better night, and who knows? He may have the bigger night. We know he's capable of it. We know he has tremendous upside. We know he's a perfect GPP play, because one day he could give you 30, one day he can give you 20. The next day he can give you 40, 45, 50 fantasy points. That's what you're looking for here. So he didn't come through for me the other night when I had him in this spot. I also had him in the star spot for one lineup. He didn't come through. But Steph Curry and Kevin Durant and Draymond Green did play well. The one out of the 4, out of the quad trio here, the one that had the poor night was Klay Thompson. Tonight, it may be Draymond Green. Tonight, it may be Kevin Durant. Tonight, it may be Steph Curry. I doubt it. I'm going to be honest with you. I doubt it. I think Steph is going to have another fantastic night. So I like Steph here at the top, and I'm sure all of you are going to agree with me. You got to have Steph somewhere here, either in the MVP, star, or pro spot. That is hands down. Kevin Durant, obviously in play. And again, just for those who are new to the channel, if you're listening to me for the first time, you should definitely look at the last couple of videos over the course of these playoffs, and you're going to see me discuss. I'm going to discuss pretty much what I'm saying right now. You got to be different. You got to make a lineup here that can be slightly different from what someone else has, because a lot of people are going to have these key players. We know that. It's a no-brainer. Guys like Clay, guys like Durant, guys like Curry, guys like Harden and Paul, guys like Capella, these guys are going to be in a lot of the people who are playing this GPP, which are 47,000 when it's all said and done, 105. Of course, there's going to be some sharks out there with 150 lineups, which we all, us smaller guys, all want to take down and take their money. Well, we got to be slightly different. Slightly different. So the other night, we had teams, we had individuals that won out with guys like Curry and Green and Durant up in the top. And if it wasn't Curry, Green, and Durant in that order, it was Curry, Durant, and Green. So I had Klay Thompson the other night. I'm going with one lineup again today with Klay in the lineup, and he's either going to be right where he's at right now on the screen in the pro spot, or he's going to be in the star spot. I won't put him in the MVP. That'll be really different. That'll be really different, but I don't think he's going to ball out to the point that he's going to be better than Durant or Curry. So my mindset there is I think that if he's going to ball out, he's going to be, you know, the third option, unless he's just really on fire from all over the place. And when he gets hot from every part of that three-point area, they keep feeding it to him, and he just keeps going. You know, he's capable of popping 9 or 10 three-pointers in one night. So very dangerous guy. Definitely think he should be in the lineup. So, yeah, all right, so instead we go here with this stack, Curry, Durant, Thompson. What do you guys think? Well, I would say the last two plays, definitely Rockets, and you got two right here, which we know people are going to take these guys. This lineup already, I'm sure a bunch of people already have put in play. So what? Now mix it up a little bit. These guys can stay there, all right, and then you make another lineup. You take one of these guys out. You feel that Gordon is going to have a good game today? Because that's the thing about Houston, guys. Houston, to me, is no different than Cleveland. They're key guys, they're key go-to guys. If you're thinking offense for Houston, and if you're an NBA fan and you've been watching this game long enough, you'll know that Houston's game has to revolve around Harden and then Paul. That's the 1-2 punch. And if Harden is not on the floor, the main guy there is going to be Chris Paul. These are the two offensive weapons that they definitely need to have some sort of a balling out. Okay? While when you think of Golden State, you think of the first three guys I mentioned that is not on here right now, which is Draymond Green. You're looking at Curry, Durant, and Draymond Green with Klay Thompson being that fourth guy. And you don't have four guys like that you can go to with Houston. So you got to rely heavily and hope for that Tucker, Gordon, Ariza, Bayamute, somebody just, Capella, just has an outstanding game. Because there's not enough consistency from a Tucker or an Ariza especially. Gordon has been kind of consistent throughout the playoffs. He didn't have a good game the last game out, but, I mean, he's been fairly consistent. But Tucker and Ariza are just so sporadic. And, you know, throughout the year and throughout the early part of the playoffs, I think Tucker is playing way better than Ariza right now. But they had both had, all three of these guys that I just mentioned, Gordon, Tucker, and Ariza, had a fantastic game in game two. But are we going to see that again in the whole course of this series, that the games to the left? I don't know. That's the hard thing. So it's kind of like you got to play Russian roulette, just like Cleveland. You got to hope, like with Cleveland, you got to hope that Nance or Tristan Thompson or J.R. Smith or Kyle Korver had a game, which I mentioned yesterday. I told you those guys, one of those guys needs to step up and have a big game. And they did. They had two guys that stepped up, and Nance played fairly well, and George Hill, you know, from the outside in. But Tristan Thompson balled last night, And Kyle Korver shot the ball well, and he was defending. He was defending so well yesterday. A couple block shots, a couple strips. He was definitely very, very active defensively yesterday. And that's what they needed. And that's what Houston's going to need today. They're going to need to defend well against these big shooters that Golden State have. And then their key shooters like Gordon, Tucker, Ariza, going to have to ball out. They're going to have to, one of them is going to have to get hot. So here, you can have this lineup that I have up here, guys. Well, there's going to be maybe 1,000, 2,000 people with the same lineup, maybe more. But switching Durant here or switching Durant to MVP and then moving or taking Clay out of here and somehow getting Green in here, I mean, it could be the difference. And then maybe switching Gordon. If you think Gordon is the one that's going to probably ball out tonight, then maybe you get lucky. If not, it's P.J. Tucker. If not, take out P.J. Tucker, put Ariza. Save $500, you're different already. You take Ariza out, you could go tonight with a big, injury news. I forgot to mention, guys. Iguodala more than likely right now at the moment is still not set. There's no word that he's going to play tonight. Right now the word is that he's more than likely doubtful to play. Now that's going to open up some value. Now you got a chance to maybe go after a Nick Young, okay, Kevin Loney, right? You could go with a Loney or you can go with a Young from Golden State today. You're going to probably see more time for Livingston. All this, those three guys right there are going to get an uptick in minutes and floor time, which can, transfer into fantasy points for us. So that's going to be the difference tonight with that one injury news. So let's keep an eye on that for those who are following me and listening. Iguodala was a big part. I've had him in my lineups throughout this series. He's come through. He's a big, big part of this offense and a big part of this team for Golden State. He's been playing fantastic basketball. If Iguodala's knee cannot come out and play 100% tonight, which, I mean, if he's day-to-day and they say he's doubtful, then that means that this contusion or whatever he has is definitely, really bothering him. He's not going to be 100% even if he plays. So you know what? There's going to be an opportunity tonight to take a Loney or to take Young here at 6,500 or even Livingston at 6,500. One of those guys may come through and spell relief for Iguodala, which can possibly take the GPP with a 4-1 stack with Golden State. Let's say right now, I throw in Nick Young. I still have $2,500. All right, let's take this out of here. Let's see what I can get for 11.5. Can I get another Houston Rocket? I can go. I can get here Tucker, who probably, to me, I would like Tucker more so than Gordon, but we know Gordon has been consistent. But Tucker has the upside. He could give you 35, 40 out of nowhere. So you can go Tucker or Gordon right there, and you got yourself another lineup, a 4-1 stack. I just want to open up everybody's eyes and just think about this for a moment. And when you think about Houston, my concerns with them is that any one of these guys can go off, but at the same time, all three of them could have a dud-ass game and just kill your GPP. But again, guys, this is why we play the GPP. We're taking a chance to see if we can get to the top and take it down. We want to make a good lineup, but at the same time, we want to make a different lineup that can possibly take the GPP down. And obviously, like I mentioned all along, and I'm going to mention it again, the key is who are those three guys you put up here. So again, definitely stack up on a Golden State stack. 3-2 stack or a 4-1 stack. All right, so we went through a couple of them already. We'll get back to the Golden State in a moment. If you decide that tonight may be a night that Houston may just keep this game close and there'll be a crazy shootout, because we all know that is possible. That is very much possible when you have a Harden and a Paul and you have those role players that they have in Tucker, Ariza, and Gordon that can get very hot as well, and all five of them could put 30 fantasy points or better up on the board. That is something to consider. So let's say we're going to take, just for those Houston fans out there too. I mean, I don't favor any one of these two teams. I'm looking at it as this is an offensive game. Whoever plays the better defense, whoever gets the other team to play off balance is going to more than likely pull out the game. Both teams have enough offense to win, but also you also have to look at where they're playing at, and Golden State is definitely favored at home, and they definitely are a dangerous team at home. Not that Houston, again, not to say that Houston cannot beat them in Golden State. Houston was not the top team in the West because they weren't able to win games on the road. So we know that they can. It's a matter of can they do it in a hostile playoff atmosphere like the one that's going to be there at Golden State tonight, knowing that those fans are going to be very wild and crazy, knowing that if they take this game, they're only one game away from going to the finals once again. That's the difference. So James Harden today, definitely in play. He's 17,000. He's actually higher price. He's more pricier than Curry and Durant, and I love Curry and Durant in this situation. But let's say we go with Harden. Let's say just to change it around and say, hey, you know what? Maybe Houston will keep this game close and Harden will have a monster game. We know he's capable of putting 50, 60 up there. Let's say he puts up 60. That's 120 at 2 times the point value. So let's say Harden, and let's just throw in there Paul as the star. And now we come down here and we choose. We'll take our chances with a Klay Thompson here and hope that he just happens to be the missing link here as far as having a monster game from that pro spot, which we know he's a great GPP play. He is capable of lighting it up any given night. He's inconsistent, yes. That's what makes him the best possible play, especially at 11,000. Now you got 8,700, and then you just say, hey, you know what? I'm going to have to stack up the rest of these guys with some possible plays that may arise. Like, let's throw in there Tucker. Now you got 8,500. I will go Loney for sure, or I will go Nick Young, and just you don't have to worry about meeting the whole budget. And you can actually, listen, let's put Nick Young in there, and let's say Nick Young plays more time tonight, definitely more time, or even a Loney, simply because Iguodala is not going to be 100%, or he doesn't play at all. If he doesn't play at all, definitely there's going to be an uptick on Young and on Loney, and you can definitely say that there may be a little bit more time on the floor also for Livingston. But I would say Young or Loney or Looney, whatever you want to call it, like that Loney, will be in play for me. And there goes another lineup. You got $2,000 here left. Let's say you don't want a Tucker. You got 11,000 left. Let's see if you can get anything a little bit better than that. Now, the best you can do is Eric Gordon. So you can go Gordon. We know Gordon is steady. And for utility, Gordon is a good spot as a utility player. Why not? He's pretty consistent. Let's look at his numbers over here. Let's go over here. Shooting guard. Eric Gordon. Okay, he put a dud of a game in the last game, but he put almost 40 spot, pretty much 40 spot in the game prior to that. 21, 9, 6. Again, he hasn't been as steady as I thought he was. There was a point where he was over here in Utah, but the last 2 games against Utah, he shot horribly from the floor. 2 of 8, 3 of 10, and then he in this 3-game series thus far, he's gotten opportunities. 6 of 13, 8 of 15, 4 of 13 from the floor. He should be lighting it up. Look at the threes. 2 of 8. He was way off here, but he was excellent here. A little off here, like 40%. 3 of 7. I'm just really surprised. The turnover ratio not that good. Man, that's what I'm talking about. This is what scares me about this. Just like with Cleveland, it's like you don't know. You gotta hope that you gotta say you go with your gut and you say, hey, I'm going to give Gordon a chance today because I think you could just say, hey, you know what? He had 3 dud games and he had a ball-out game here. He had a dud game here, 31 minutes. He's playing sufficient minutes. It's not like he's getting a reduction in minutes. He's getting shots. He took 21 shots in the last game. You know, I mean, he's getting shots. They just got to fall. They just got to fall for him. And then as soon as they fall, he'll get in better rhythm and they'll keep feeding the ball. We all know this. Any shooter, when they're hot, you're going to get the ball. They're going to pass you the rock, and they're going to give you more opportunities. So Gordon is in play. It's just, like I said before, that's my concern with these Houston Rockets shooters, man, with these shooting guards, the small forward and power forward position for them. It's just, after Harden and Paul, it's like you don't know. I mean, you don't know who's gonna go off. Any given night, any one of those 3 guys I mentioned, Gordon, Ariza, or Tucker may come through, but it's not every, you can't count on them. This is where I think the better risk is going with a 3-2 or 4-1 Golden State stack. Okay? That's what I believe is the best move. Now, so we go back over here to Fanduel. Yeah, I would say Gordon is fine right there. And you're saving $2,000. You don't have to use your whole salary. You guys know that. All right? You guys know that. You could leave some on the table. It's no problem. So if you wanted to go with a Houston stack here goes a 3-2 stack with Harden, Paul, and then you got Eric Gordon. 3 good offensive weapons. And then you got Klay Thompson, who can, you know, great GPP play here. Could explode for 30 or 40. And that'll give you almost like 50 somewhat or 60 here in this spot. And then you got Nick Young, that if he gets that little uptick in time and he finds his shot and he's involved in the offense, hey, you'll get value out of him. If he gives you 20, 25 from this spot here, or if you're lucky enough to have him give you 30 from here, you'll take that. You'll take it to the bank. Chances are you'll be up high in this GPP. High. All right. So, and of course, you don't have to go with Nick Young. Wham. Take him out. You got 8,500. Slap in there Loney. He will get time on the floor, more than expected, if Iguodala is out. And right now my gut is that Iguodala, even if he is playing, he's not going to be 100%. If he had a back contusion, that hurts, man. I've had contusions, you know, when I played. You know, I didn't play basketball, but I mean, I played other sports, football, baseball. You know, yeah, those things hurt. And, you know, it takes a while to get that soreness and that bruise out of there. So again, we'll see what happens. But that's pretty much where I'm at with some of these guys. So, well, Houston, there's no doubt you got to think Harden and Paul. And again, this, you can just flip-flop this around. You can just switch it. I would say Harden is definitely the best bet there. But let's say you wanted to go and mix it really up and go, I'm going to go here, and let's get in there. Let's get in there Steph Curry, who's 15. Okay, now you only got 9,333. You got to go with Klay again. All right, now you got 8,500. I would say you take a stab at PJ Tucker's 9, and that leaves you with 8, and I will go with Loney or Young. And now you got here Houston. You got from Houston Harden and Tucker, not a bad combo. And then you got Curry, Thompson with tremendous upside. Curry could explode for 50, 60 points or better. And then you got PJ Tucker. If he gets hot, he can get you 30, 35 from that utility spot, a straight up 30, 35. And you got a Loney that can get you 20 to 25. I'll take that. And you still have 500 on the table here. Didn't use up your whole budget. All right, guys. So so down below, comment down below. Let me know what you guys are thinking today. I'm actually, I did a poll yesterday. I didn't mention it to you guys, but some people did play it, and the poll was on the top part of the video. I'm gonna have a poll. You click on that when you see that little icon on the top. It usually takes you to the cards to different other videos. But I'm gonna have a poll. I'm gonna have a poll there on who wins tonight's game. And we'll, just to play around and everything. So those guys that interact with me or that come to the channel, check that out. Put in your vote. Let us know. Let me know who you got tonight. If it's Golden State or you got Houston tonight. Most people that did it yesterday, when I looked at it this morning, it was a 60-40 Cleveland. 60% of you said Cleveland will win. 40 chose Boston, and obviously the 60%. Whoever did that, congratulations. You guys chose the right team. All right, so I figure it's just another way to just have a little fun with everything here. So look out for that. That'll be on top of the screen there when you see the video. Yeah, guys, so that's pretty much it, man. I mean, no different than the other night. I mean, look for those core guys. I explained to you, you got to be different. Move the guys around from MVP, star, and pro, and you have yourself possibly a chance to be up there in the top 100, 200, and hopefully it'll be nice for any one of us that comes and visits DFS Zone and spends a little time of their day listening to me. Don't trust me. I really would love you guys to continue interacting with me, and most importantly, sharing with me your successes, which are great to hear. If you're having fun listening to the videos and I'm giving you some good content and I'm really helping you, I appreciate you to keep giving me the likes, keep coming down and watching the videos. Definitely share the videos with those people that you care about or the people that you know that may be involved in fantasy sports and haven't actually seen my channel or any of my videos, and that'll be grateful as well. But I also like knowing that some people are willing to ask me questions on some of the plays or who I think may be the best play overall. Like yesterday we had some individuals ask me about MVP and all that, and I also like that some people have told me that they have had success winning, they've made a few bucks. That's fantastic, man. That's why I share my results with you. If I have a bad night, I tell you, man. Like I said last night, I played four of that $4.44, and I split. I had 2 winning lineups and 2 lineups that didn't even cash, but I still made enough cash out of it that it pretty much paid the 4 lineups. So I'm good with it. And then I cashed in the other one, the $9.99. I got my money back and I made a little profit. So it was a profitable night, but also at the same time just to share with you that, hey, you know what? I'm not a big time stud. I'm not a freaking, you know, shark here putting 100 lineups out there. I'm not throwing that kind of money. And to be totally honest with you, man, if I had that kind of money, I would not be playing that many games. Not 100, 150 lineups. It's unnecessary, at least for me, you know, in my opinion. You know, I mean, I'd rather play a couple of you know, 2,000 player events and pay $150 than to do for $150 or $200 or $300 worth of games for $4.44. I mean, you know, I don't know. It's just, for me, it's just too much money being thrown away, you know. And I know that nobody wins every single night. You cannot literally come out and tell me that you win every single night, you know, all your money back, you know. So I know that the opportunity is there. The percentages are greater. You could possibly do that. But I just, you know, it's not going to happen all the time, you know. So the same thing with me. I don't win every single day. There are some days that sometimes that I'm in a good stretch. Right now, I think of 3 days in a row I've cashed in the cash plays as well as in the GPPs. But I always aim for the GPPs more as things to share with people, because that's what you know, that's what I'm trying to share with you guys, is opportunities to try to win GPPs. But that's pretty much it, guys, man. Hey, good luck tonight. Enjoy the games. Tell me more or less what lineups you guys are thinking. You know, I gave you a couple of lineups. I know we've discussed before. You can always look at the previous videos. It's not going to really change. The studs are going to be the studs. Those are it's just a matter of who's going to go off and where you line them up. Like I said before, in the MVP, star, and pro position, it's going to be the ticket. It's going to be the way to go, and it's going to get you, hopefully, to the top and maybe cashing some big money. And that's what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to get to my lineups right now and make, you know, a thorough effort to try to get a little bit closer. I've been close the last few nights on some of these GPPs, you know, in the 100 and something range, 200. I really want to get now in the top 50, top 30. So try to aim for that tonight. I'm also doing WNBA tonight. I already did that video, so look out for that. If you guys play WNBA and you have any questions on that, you can ask me about that as well. And like I said before, soon, MLB. I'm going to do MLB because MLB, baseball to me is like my favorite sport growing up. I played it for so long. I love the game, and I'm a fan of the game. I truly love the game. But like I said before in a previous video way back, it's more complicated. It's a lot more work to try to really make decisions on plays there, at least in my opinion. I don't know about anybody else that does videos about helping individuals out. But I am not going to be one. I can tell you, I'm not going to be one to do an MLB video and tell you guys that this guy's a lock, or this guy's a lock, this guy's a lock. It's just too many guys, especially those large slates. There's so many big slates in baseball. That's what makes it so complicated. Me being a new channel, only just 2.5, 3 months in, I can't see myself, as much as I follow baseball and I love it. I'm back and forth. My television, I have everything. I got League Pack. I got the WNBA package. I got the NBA. I follow. I'm religious with this stuff as far as the sports. I love it. But my problem is that with baseball, you got a lot of variables you got to look at. You know, it's just so many things. You got to look at lefty-righty splits. You got to look at how well they hit against certain pitchers. You know, be batter versus pitcher situations. What field you're playing in? Is it a pitcher's park? Is it a hitter's park? Wind, you know, weather, rain, the wind factors. If it's in, if it's out. I mean, it's just, to make decisions, it takes a little bit of time. For me, it takes me more time. And I try to do some MLB videos early on, and I realize, hey, I better stick with just the NBA for now until this is over with, so I can put more time to MLB when the time comes. And with WNBA here now, and me following WNBA the last few years as a fan, I figure, hey, you know what, I'm going to do videos with WNBA. I have an idea. I know some of the girls, and so on and so forth. I'll do that, and knowing that the slates are not that big, I can do some MLB. But MLB, if you're going to do a main slate for anybody, man, it's going to have to be a slate that's only 7 or 8 games or less, because those 15 games or 12 game slates, I can't see myself doing that, especially if I have to do a WNBA video that same day. It's just too much work. You know, it's just too much work. I would love to do it, but I think I'm gonna aim for the days that there ain't no WNBA and the slates and MLB are like 7 or 8 games or less. I'll probably do a video on MLB, and then I am all for doing MLB videos for those guys who do MLB and are waiting maybe to hear what I have to say about any of the games. I'm willing to just do after hours in the short slates. I don't need to focus on the main one. I'll be willing to do a video on the after hours. If those guys, they come home late and they want to get into a GPP in the late after hour games, no problem. I'll be more in favor of those, because those games are usually just 2 or 3 games in the slate, sometimes 4, but usually it's just 2 or 3, the after-hour slate. And I have no problem. That is a lot easier for me to make decisions on and give you guys, you know, decent value and content regarding those particular games. You know, I can give you 2 pictures that I'm looking at. I can give you a value picture. It's a lot easier when it's only 3 or 4 or 5 games. Well, these 10 games, 12 game slates, I mean, man, you know, it's like you're playing Russian roulette. You know, I'll take Syndergaard or I'll take this guy today, and you know, and they may just bust. You know, even the star pitchers, they have bad games. So it's with any sport. So anyway, let me not continue babbling about all that. But again, be on the lookout for that. I am going to keep on bringing content to everybody here that visits DFS Zone. Again, like the video, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, share the video with those that you know who may be interested in DFS. If you want to see any of my results, you know, I try to put up as much as I can. I get too busy. I work, I come home, I do videos. I also have 2 young children. I got my son doing soccer. You know, he plays basketball and football. It's just, I am busy, and at the same time, I'm doing what I enjoy, and that's conversating here, doing videos, sharing my experiences and my knowledge that I might be able to hopefully help some people with. And I have no problem with doing that, but it's just a lot of stuff to do. So anyway, with that being said, guys, again, enjoy today's game. God bless, and your boy Manny is out. I'll see you guys tomorrow.